I am Jonell Nicholson, and I am an employee here at Austin Peay State University. I'm going to talk to you today about academic wellness. But first, let me start. I have been in the field of education for 25 years. 13 of those years have been in higher education. So needless to say, I have seen and heard a lot in my time. But I do want to share my passion of academic wellness with you. Academic wellness means how the wellness of our students affect their academic success, and the 4 obstacles that I feel weigh heaviest on them in obtaining that academic success. Going to college is exciting. You know, you get that letter in the mail and you're excited and parents are excited, and then you go to orientation and it is, oh, I've got my schedule and I've got my books and everything is falling into place. And the next thing you know, it's move-in day. And you're there with your family and you say your loves and hugs and I'll miss yous and your goodbyes, and your parents or your family members drive away. And guess what? The students, I know the first thought out of your head, freedom! Yeah, I can now do what I want, when I want, with who I want, and I don't have to answer to anybody. Well, guess what? Especially if you're the last one to leave the nest, your parents are feeling exactly the same way. That's right. I do want to share a true story with you. 3 summers ago, we had a young man, a student, come to our office. He was struggling. He had first gone to his professor and told him what was going on, and his professor directed him to our office. And as he sat down in front of my desk, I asked him how I could help him. And he said, well, I don't have any food. I don't have any money. And my financial aid is messed up, but I'm still going to summer school. I'm trying to get it all worked out. And I'm nodding my head. And then he said, I'm living in my car. Did you hear that? A student on this campus told me that he was living in his car. Now, while I maintained a calm face, my heart was breaking inside for this young man. But my office does what we do best. When students come to us in need, we swoop in. We managed to get John a dorm. We gave him food out of our food pantry. We got him hired as a student summer worker. And we even went as far as going to financial aid and telling them the struggles and the obstacles that this young man was facing, and could they kind of hurry it up a little bit? And they did. John was brave. John was resilient. I'll be back to John in just a little bit. I want to speak to you educators out there, and students, I need you to listen up. As educators, we see there are 3 warning signs, should I say, when a student is not doing well. The first warning sign is they're not coming to class. The second warning sign is they're not turning in any work. The third warning sign is if they are in class, they're either not present with you or asleep. Now, it is fair to say that as an educator, our first thoughts are, well, they don't care about their class or their grades. But that's not always the case when we see that. But students, you have to understand that as educators, we walk a very fine line on what we can say to you and what we can't say to you. And it's important that you reach out if you're having trouble. That's what we do. We know the resources on our campus. We know how to help you. But you have to be brave and take that first step. So now let's focus on the obstacles. The first one is food insecurity. 29% of college students across the nation will have some form of food insecurity within the next 30 days. You see, not everybody gets a meal plan when they go to school. And some kids are working through school trying to keep it all together. And they may have just enough money to buy one meal a day. They're sitting in your classroom with you. You just don't know it. But they know it. Food insecurity is so serious. Fortunately, here at Austin Peay State University, we have a food pantry that my office has been running for 10 plus years. We are doing everything in our power to fight food insecurities on our campus. It's free and open to all students, anytime, no questions asked. And we're not going to bother with that. Oh, there we go. Okay, thank you. All right. The next obstacle is homelessness. I already told you about John sleeping in his car. That is a true story. He is not the first student that I have encountered on this campus that has been sleeping in his car or couch surfing. If you don't know what couch surfing is, it means that you try to find people that will allow you to sleep on their couches because you have nowhere else to go. The problem with couch surfing is that sometimes the people that will accept you are further away from campus, and then you are in the position of how am I going to get back to campus to get to class? Homelessness, 17% of college students across the United States will experience some type of homelessness in their 4-year college career. Let's hope it works. Look very carefully at this screen. The next huge challenge for students is sexuality. Whether you are heterosexual or identify in the LGBTQ community, college is a time of experimentation. It is a time when you find out who you are. And especially for the LGBTQ community, because they have lived in fear prior to coming to school. Fear of what my parents are going to say, fear of what my peers are going to say. What are people going to think about me? But they're not being true to their true identity. So when they come to college, they will find people that are like-minded, and maybe for the first time in their life, they will enjoy a freedom that they have never been able to have to self-identify to who they believe that they are. And that is a beautiful thing. Don't do, oh, hello. Go back. The last obstacle is a biggie. That's beer pong, in case you didn't know. I've never played it, by the way. I don't even like beer. Anyways, alcohol. I don't think it is a secret when I tell you that alcohol is the largest substance abuse across college campuses in the whole United States. It is number one, and it is easy to get. And whether you're a first-time drinker, or maybe you have been drinking a little, or a lot, before you came to college, it really doesn't matter. Because what happens with alcohol and games like beer pong is 4 danger zones that can change your life in a blink of an eye. The first danger zone is alcohol poisoning. That's where you keep drinking until you have literally passed out and gotten unconscious. Maybe you felt pressured by peers, maybe you did it on your own, maybe you were playing drinking games, but it happens. And hope and pray that there is someone with some sense that is around you that can get you to the hospital so that you can have your stomach pumped, or that whatever the doctors and nurses need to do to bring you back from alcohol poisoning. And students, that is not a phone call that your mommy and daddy want to get. The second is unwanted sexual activity. If you're not understanding what I'm saying, I'm going to just tell you. It's called rape. And it happens every day, somewhere across America. And even on this campus, it has happened. And let me tell you something, girls aren't the only ones being raped. Guys are raped too. You see, what alcohol does, it lets our inhibitions down. It makes us not think clearly. It makes us not have the ability to say no, to fight off unwanted feelings or pressure that is being done to us. And it's very serious, and it messes with your mind, and it's hard to come back from as a student. The third is STDs, HIV, and herpes. While some of you think that may not be a big deal and you just don't hear about it that much anymore, well, guess what? It is very much out there. And there are some medications that you can take to get rid of some of those venereal diseases. And there are a couple that you're going to have to live with for the rest of your life. My final danger zone is pregnancy. Usually it's an unwanted pregnancy. And I only have one piece of advice about that. If you are adult enough to engage in sexual activity, be adult enough to use protection. And gentlemen, that is not just on the ladies, it's on you too. So there you have it. The 4 obstacles. Hunger, homelessness, sexuality, and alcohol. These are the things that can turn a student's life absolutely upside down. Now back to John, the gentleman that I talked about at the beginning of my talk. I saw John, I was working graduation gala a couple of weeks ago, and I saw John come in to get his cap and gown. And I was so thrilled when he was walking out. I went up to him and we gave each other a big hug, and I told him how proud I was of him. And he was just smiling from ear to ear and was telling me all the amazing things that is going on in his life and in his future. John's going to be walking that graduation line at the Dunn Center on May the 6th. You see, he didn't let obstacles stand in his way. He was brave. He spoke up. He got the help that is here for him. And he turned his life around. And it's amazing and it's incredible. I want to finally share a quote from Nelson Mandela. Education is the most powerful weapon which you can use to change the world. I couldn't say it any more profound, but this. Remember, your education is yours. No one can take it from you. No one. You worked for it. You deserved it. You earned it. It is yours. So students, I leave you with one final challenge. Get that diploma and go change the world, because I am counting on you to do that. Thank you.